Hello, this is Sequels25. You may know me as Tushin from Revelation, Skyforge or other games. I'm gonna give you a quick guide about turbines in Less Online. I'm gonna clarify rumors, I'm gonna give you basic information and advanced information. I'm doing this in one take, so if the wording is not clarified enough, just ask and I will try to answer in the comments. First of all, the rumor about turbines only spawning in disputed areas. Here's a picture. I'm being in a Huron protected zone. There's a turbine right in front of me. I could pick it up. The chances of turbines spawning in non-disputed areas is just less likely, and also the nodes are far spread, so it's not worth it to farm turbines in those non-disputed areas. Next one is gold bars. Gold bars are not 100% drop in turbines. You know that there's not always a gold ore in a turbine. There's like an 80-90% chance of it spawning, and then it doesn't always have a 100% chance of giving you a gold bar. It can also only have material fragments. So it's still worth it to look out for the gold ore, no matter what you're farming in a turbine. Next up, how do the turbines respawn? There's three respawning ways of respawning. First of all, the server restart or server crash. When the server reboots, all the turbines respawn. The next one is if a node is being picked up randomly, it can respawn a turbine there. And the third one is they do not respawn 5 hours exactly from the server crash, but 5 hours when they were picked up. So if a server crash happened at 10 o'clock in the morning, not all the turbines are gonna respawn at exactly 3 PM, but if you pick up a turbine at 10:30 and leave it at 10:30, it will respawn at 3:30 PM. So it's a 5-hour respawn after you left. How do I farm turbines? I farm turbines after server restart. For example, I go to the high density, most known spots in the map, meaning either Bleach Desert Dust Bowl, Northern and Southern Celtics here, Courier, or Wyvern Valley. I personally avoid Wyvern Valley. It's really inefficient, not good for myself. Other people may disagree, it's up to your personal choice. I just think the area is too far. There's too little areas with a high density amount of nodes. Just the area itself has a lot of nodes in it, meaning the ways to actually get to a turbine are just way too long. So I prefer the smaller areas where I just know all the spots and I just go from one turbine to the other. How do I farm them? A lot of people just swap channels and then they try to have the node in the same spot, like a turbine in the same spot. You know, when you're on channel 1, you leave a turbine, you change to channel 2, and maybe a turbine is in the same spot. Can happen, not worth it. What I do, I start in channel 2 and I stay in channel 2. I farm the whole area in one channel, and then I change the channel and check the whole area again. Reason for it is, I want to chain the turbines in a channel and then chain the turbines in the next channel. Meaning, if I go, if the server has been on for 2 days and I know the respawn, I go into one area, one channel, I farm it whole. Meaning the first turbine will be spawning, let's say at 10 o'clock in the morning, and the last turbine is gonna spawn at 10:30 in the morning in that one channel. Then, starting 10:30 to 11, they will all start respawning in the other channel. That way I don't have to check the area in every channel all over and over again for the whole hour. I just have to check it once or twice. Meaning I'm more efficient, I'm faster, and I make it harder for other people to snipe those turbines from me. Next thing is, I go to harder to spot areas after I went to the high density spots. I spent the first 20 minutes of restart on the high density areas, and then I go to less known spots or harder to spot areas like Southern Peninsula or Corners Mountain. I farm those areas afterwards. Given that the people are slower, it delays the respawn on those areas, so the first 20-30 minutes after server restart, high density, then the next 30 minutes I can spend on the lower density spots or lesser known spots. So the 1 hour in a server restart, I can farm a whole lot of turbines. I get usually 20-30 turbines an hour, because I only spend 2.5 minutes in it, right? So that's my way of farming. I would really recommend it. Also remember, if you're in channel 2 and you leave a turbine, you will most likely force swap into channel 1, and you have to change back to channel 2 if you really want to stay in channel 2 the whole time. Then the next thing is, as I said, turbines respawn when people pick up an area. For example, Dark Iron Village in Dust Bowl, it has a lot of iron nodes in a small area. If you farm all of them in one channel, change channel, farm all of them, and do that again, twice, there's a high chance of 1 or 2 turbines spawning. Is it really worth it to farm those turbines? Not really, because you're not gonna be there 5 hours later and farm those 2 turbines again, right? Because it's inefficient. Like, it's rather more efficient to farm just turbines every 5 hours while noting down the spots. Also, the amount of turbines spawning in one area is different from server restart to server restart. But within the server restart, it's always the same amount. So for example, if I go to the Black Gate, I have a picture here, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turbines right there. That was after I came out of my 3rd turbine, and there were 2 more turbines like here and here. So that's more than 10 turbines in one channel in one area. 5 hours later, there will be again 10 turbines in that one area. So I want to keep notice of when there's a lot of turbines in one area and keep that area for myself. If you only have like 3 or 4 turbines in one area, 5 hours later I would recommend going to a different spot. So if you started in Bleach Desert, there were only 3 or 4 turbines in the beginning of the server restart. The next one, after 5 hours, I would recommend you go south in Celtus or Korea. Just check there. If there's more turbines, just keep farming the spots with more turbines, obviously. What do you farm in turbines? I recommend to not farm iron ore, meteorite, because it's like just the stuff that you can farm outside enough, unless you really want to push. Like, I'm a grandmaster, close to grandmaster in handicraft, so I still farm meteorite and stuff because it's worth it for me. I get transcendence craft. But if you're like low, I would not recommend farming it. I would recommend farming the stuff that you can sell in the auction house really high price and fast. Or if you really want to just NPC the stuff, I would recommend farming the left room with cabbage, cotton and stuff, because everything in there is at least worth 47 copper. So if you go by getting 5 from one node, like 5 cabbage for example, you sell it for 47, that's 235 copper, 2.35 silver. You can usually farm around 80 to 90 nodes. Let's say 10 to 20 nodes are like the item that you get, the jewelry or whatever. So you don't get any material itself. Let's go by 70. So you multiply the 2.35 by 70 and you get like 16 silver, 1.6 gold is it then? 1.645 gold. Plus the gold bar, that's 2.5 gold, roughly a turbine. If you farm 15 turbines, you make the math, right? You get over 30 gold in 1 hour just by 15 turbines, and that's 15 turbines is not really a lot. Anyways, I think that covers everything. If you still have a question about them, just ask them in the comments and I will try to answer.